The following piece is written by a self-confessed Metal Gear fanboy and Kojima lover. The writer has drunk a lot today and is currently watching the snowfall over the English countryside and is figuring himself to be the reincarnation of James Joyce. Viewer discretion is advised. My dearest comrades, in Metal Gear Solid 4 Sons of the Patriot, Solid Snake professed that war has changed. Now, in the absence of Hideo Kojima, Metal Gear has changed. The title Metal Gear used to mean something. It stood for innovation, a momentous impact on the world of gaming, with each title release like Frank Miller did to the comic book world with The Watchman. But alas, the name has become nothing more than an advertising and marketing banner in an attempt to drum up some interest in sales. Konami has gone the way of Hollywood in resurrecting a brand name and attaching it to a generic genre piece. For example, The Mummy. Professional advice in dealing with tragedy is to look at the bright side and the good things in a situation. So I will attempt this now by looking at the positives of Metal Gear Survive. Based on the beta, the game is going to be a zombie horde style with crafting and tower defense elements. Essentially, the game is the swan song for all the most popular mechanics of the last generation. A more negative person would decry this as lethargic ideas from 8 years ago. However, in the nature of remaining positive, old ideas, if executed correctly, are still good games. An example being the near entirety of the indie pixel platformer brigade. Survive so far seems quite good. The leveling up system seems simple enough, with XP points reward for kills and customization on melee styles to provide a sense of individuality for players. The crafting system is competent and effective. Collect metals and woods, create traps and bullets. Collect plants and food, create medicine and healing supplies. Health and stamina need to be managed, along with an additional hunger and thirst meter. Injuries can occur as well, which will slowly deplete stamina and health over time. Thankfully, the items you collect are not the issue, just your clothes, weapons, and gadgets. In the hours I played with the beta, I quite enjoyed. I understood what the game is gonna be and the potential that is there for online co-op with friends. The game is powered by the Fox engine, which doesn't stray from its Phantom Pain version. It looks great, sounds great, and the controls are effective, all thanks to the engine. However, the lobby loading screen is very reminiscent of Assassin's Creed, so praise out of the way. The problem with the game is that the expectations that the beta presents are not going to be without additional faults once released. Star Wars Battlefront 2's beta showed us this. If the game was a flat single fee with no additional costs based on the beta, this is looking like a good time. However, Konami has now told GameSpot that the game requires a constant internet connection and has microtransactions. This is the nail in the coffin for this game being a Metal Gear game and a continuation to the franchise. This piece of text I will now read was written before I heard the news. At the moment, I'm getting a lot of stuff and I'm enjoying myself, but I know this is probably not gonna be here once the full game comes out. If this game had a rewarding system which constantly gave stuff for crafting as you went along, this would be a great game. But if it doesn't, we're not in for a good time. Spoiler alert, I don't think now that we're in for a good time. Metal Gear Survive has taken the trends of game mechanics from the last generation and married them with the sins of this generation to effectively create the liquid snake of video games. An afterbirth clone of greatness. So with all that out of the way, I will now ramble on about the blasphemy that this game presents. The day Hideo Kojima left Konami was the day Metal Gear franchise died. One man's crazy vision has been distorted and repackaged to sell pointless games. Or wait 10 years for the dust to settle, whip out Metal Gear Solid 6, rely on nostalgia and fandom to carry the game. Insert generic Star Wars The Force Awakens joke here. This is not a Metal Gear game. We just need to get through the 6 months this game will be relevant and pretend like it never existed, like Metal Gear Acid. Actually, that's unfair. Acid actually tried to do something a bit different and novel, working within the limitations of the hardware presented before it. This is more like Metal Gear Online on the PS3. No one cared then, and no one cares now. Metal Gear Survive is vaping for the cigarette smoking fans of Metal Gear. It is not the real deal. It doesn't fully scratch the itch and it makes you look like a complete tool for doing it. So those are our thoughts on the Metal Gear Survive beta, and now we'd like to hear what you guys think. Do you think this game will be a success, or do you think that it's not gonna do well? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and please make sure to head over to AltChar.com for much more content like this. Thanks a lot for watching, and this is Sabriel, and see you in the next video.